Now, as you may have seen from question 6, there will come times where we've got to use a bit more processing skills and steps in order to allocate a person to a particular job and to minimise it as we go. Now, in question 7, you're looking at a building firm having to relocate 3 cranes to 3 new work sites. We're going to make use of a process called the Hungarian algorithm, or the Hungarian method. It takes place in up to 3 different process steps. What we're going to do first up is to try row reduction, subtracting the smallest number from the other members of the row. And then if we've got 3 zeros, 4 zeros for a 4x4, we could allocate. Now, if that doesn't happen, we then try the column reduction method, and then we look to see if we've got 3 zeros for a 3x3 or 4 zeros for a 4x4. And then, if all else fails, we apply the Hungarian algorithm. Now, as you're doing this work, please note that not all the questions will involve all of 1, 2, and 3. But it is important that we know the process steps and also have this formula sheet with you as you do the questions. Looking now at question 7 in a bit more detail, I'm going to subtract the smallest number in each instance, which happens to be the situation for site 1. So it's 0, 100, and 100. Now, just the one line crosses the zero, so we can't allocate. S1 and S2 remain unassigned. So what I'm now going to do is column reduction. In other words, take the smallest member from each of the columns and work it through. So in the case of S2, that will be 100, and this will be 50. So doing that, I've got 0, 50, and 100. And the last instance, I have 50, 0, and 100. Now at this point of time, I need 3 lines to go through all my zeros. So therefore I can allocate. And the way in which we do that is to look at where we've got a unique scenario first. So I'll assign crane A to site 3. I'll assign crane A to site 2. And the only assignation I've got left is crane C to site 1. So I'll write that down. I've got crane A to site 2. Crane B to site 3. And crane C to site 1. Now the cost involved with that $400, $200, and $350, which will give a grand total of $950. So identify the smallest member in each row, undergo row reduction. Couldn't allocate. I then try column reduction. And at the end of that process, fortunately, I have 3 distinct zeros, and I can then allocate.